What's up, guys? Skippy Africanus here, and today we have a disassembly video for the Springfield Hellion. So, what you're going to want to do is obviously remove any magazines, check if the gun is clear like you normally do, and then also if you got a sling on it, you're probably going to want to at least take one point off. Me personally, I just take the whole thing off, but from there what you're going to want to do is push out this pin right here. This pin right here. You don't need to technically take this out. I find it makes it easier to clean though with the mag well out. And these pins can be a little stiff. And then lastly, this pin right here. Now you're going to want to start taking like the bolt out and the back end out first because a lot of this stuff won't come off. If you lock the bolt back though, you can get most of this off. I don't really know that that's helpful for anything. But anyways, with all those pins out, depress this right here and just give it a good pull. From there, you're going to take your charging handle to push the bolt back so you can grab it. And just pull that out. We'll go over disassembling that a little bit later. And then your actual fire control group, you're going to depress that right there and push up. That's your fire control group removed. Next up, you're going to want to take this front handguard off. And then there's this button right here, pressable from either side. Press that in, and honestly, give it a good yank. It's stiff. As I mentioned, make sure your bolt is either out or locked back, and that handguard is off before you do that, or otherwise this piece won't come off. Let's lift it up, slide back. And then from here, we have access to the gas piston, which involves just kind of pushing that back and out like so. Those two pieces, of course, come apart. And then this piece slides out as well. Oh, and not to forget, back here, if you decide to take it out, and that pin's been pulled out, just depress this, pulls out like that. Alright, so now we'll focus on taking the bolts apart, which is rather easy. You're first off just going to want to pop that piece out right there, which allows you to pull it from the side. Next up, that little lever right there, you want to lift it up. That frees your firing pin. It's also a spring in there too. Normally it comes out with the firing pin. And then from there, you're going to want to push this back and rotate it right. Sometimes it'll let it come out with a wiggle. I've had to take a punch to the back right here, but it doesn't want to be finicky today. Next up, take the bolt out like that. And from there, that is pretty much the disassembly you're going to be doing to clean your rifle. Now we will go and move to reassembly. Now for reassembly of the bolt, we're going to first take this right here, put the spring on it. Take our bolt head. Do keep in mind that your extractor is in the appropriate position depending on if you are right or wrong-handed shooting. I'm a right-handed shooter, so naturally it'll be like that. That hole in the rear. Again, this part can be kind of finicky. Just rotate the bolt head a little bit. We'll get it in the right position. There we go. Just pull it out like that. Next up, you will take your firing pin, lift up that lever, and then drop it in like so. Lastly, you'll take this pin and put it right back in. Now, as for the rifle, you're going to want to start front end and go rearward. So take that piece right there. Those two pieces oriented as such. Then this, there's a little, you'll see it, there's that piece right there. You kind of need to line it up a little bit weird sometimes on that hook. Once you got it lined up, good tap. Lastly, your front handguard. Oh, I have the pins out. Push that pin in. Next up, you got this piece right there. You'll see these like tabs or grooves in there. You want that back piece to line up. Good tap. And then of course, pin. As mentioned, some of these pins get a little stiff. Next up, you're going to want to take your fire control group, place it in like so. Really just kind of slide it in. Get that bottom tab in line. Just pop it down. So now we'll take our bolt, put it back in the rifle, making sure to line everything up nicely. Now I will say, when you get your bolt in, what I like to do is I like to have it kind of like sitting right here. That way, when I put the recoil spring and all that in there, I can see where the holes are and I can line them up perfectly. Get a good tap, push that pin in. And right there's your disassembly and reassembly for your standard cleaning. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I personally enjoyed making it, and I will see y'all next time.